Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It's the last week before the AGT finals, and Grace Good decided she wanted to leave her mark on the stage. Grace is an acrobatic hula hooper who will add in an extra flair for the audience by lighting her props on fire. Her act started out simple as she spun 5 black hula hoops around different parts of her body. Once she had the audience's attention, she dropped the hoops and exchanged them for another hula hoop that was covered in fire. She attached herself by her foot to a thick red ribbon that carried her into the air. Grace started to quickly spin her body as the hula hoop spun around her waist unaided. Toward the end of her televised act, the talented performer lays on her back and twirls her flaming baton with her feet. Unfortunately for Grace, the baton slipped off of her feet and started to roll away from her. She caught it with her left hand and continued to perform her routine without a hitch. When her performance was over, Sofia Vergara, 51, and Heidi Klum, 50, gave Grace a standing ovation. Heidi said she loved seeing a strong woman fight for a spot in the finale. Simon Cowell, 63, called her ambitious and said that the end of her act was amazing. Then it was Howie Mandel's turn to share his opinion on the performance, and he noticed Grace's mistake. The 67-year-old said, "I think the pressure got to you. There was a minute there you did fall. You dropped the baton." His accusation bothered Sofia, who screamed, "No." Howie fired back, "Yes, she did. I'm an expert when it comes to fire hula hoops thing and hanging. But you know, America may have loved it." AGT fans on X, formerly known as Twitter, noticed the blunder just like Howie. But many think he was too harsh. One said, "Oak, I will say, Howie's not wrong. She did lose the baton for a moment, but I remember thinking she saved that so effortlessly. And the fact some people didn't even notice it proves that. I thought it was awesome." Another said, "Terry, tell Howie to get up and show us his flawless act, how he couldn't hold a candle to her act." A third said, "At Howie Mandel #AGT, you were too harsh with Grace Good. Her skills are amazing. I'd like to see you twirl one hula hoop." Someone else said, "Grace Good is absolutely everything that #AGT is all about." AGT daredevil Grace Good suffers major blunder during live show and gets brutally called out by Howie Mandel for error. Grace Good, the extraordinary daredevil and fire performer, stunned the world when she first took the America's Got Talent AGT stage. Known for her jaw-dropping acrobatics, fire spinning, and daredevil stunts, Good had consistently wowed both the audience and the judges with her fearless approach to danger. However, her most recent performance on the show took a shocking turn when an unexpected mistake occurred during a high-stakes live show. What was supposed to be a climactic display of skill and precision quickly devolved into a tense moment of disbelief and scrutiny, as both the audience and judges were left stunned. The lead-up to the performance. Grace Good entered the AGT competition as a fire performer and aerialist, rapidly distinguishing herself from other contestants with her unique blend of artistry and danger. Her acts were characterized by a mesmerizing fusion of fire dancing, extreme hula hooping, and aerial silks. Grace's ability to seamlessly incorporate dangerous elements such as fire and knives into her performances gave her a competitive edge and earned her a devoted fan base. With each round, she raised the stakes, pushing herself to new limits. Her fans anticipated something spectacular during a live show, and Grace seemed eager to deliver. In interviews leading up to the performance, she teased that this particular routine would be her most dangerous one yet, promising that viewers would be on the edge of their seats. The stakes had never been higher, and Grace was ready to prove herself. The tension of live television. Performing live on AGT is daunting. The pressure of a nationwide audience, coupled with the judges' critical eyes, can be overwhelming. Grace Good was no stranger to pressure, but live shows on AGT leave no room for error. What separates seasoned performers from novices is how they handle the unexpected. But as with all high-risk performances, even the best can falter. On the night of the live performance, Grace appeared confident as she took to the stage, clad in her signature fire-themed costume. She began her routine with a dazzling display of hula hooping while spinning fire, instantly captivating the audience. As the performance escalated, she incorporated aerial silks, suspending herself high above the stage. The audience was transfixed. Everything seemed to be going according to plan, but then came the moment that would change the night. The moment of error. Grace had planned an intricate sequence for the finale that involved juggling multiple fiery objects while performing a dangerous aerial maneuver. As she transitioned into this final phase of her act, disaster struck. One of the flaming batons slipped from her grip mid-juggle, falling to the stage floor. The mistake was noticeable and immediate, and the gasp from the audience was palpable. For a performer like Grace, where precision and timing are key to both the spectacle and safety of the act, even a minor slip-up can be catastrophic. Fortunately, no one was injured by the fallen fire baton, but the mishap was significant enough to disrupt the flow of the performance. Grace, ever the professional, attempted to recover quickly, but the momentum of the act had been lost. The judges' reaction. The live audience, while supportive, couldn't mask the unease caused by the mistake. Once Grace finished her performance, there was a brief pause before the applause, as if the audience was trying to reconcile the brilliance of the routine with the glaring error. Then it was time for the judges to weigh in. Howie Mandel, a veteran judge on AGT known for his brutally honest feedback, didn't hold back. As Grace stood before the panel, still catching her breath from the physically demanding routine, Howie's expression was stern. "I have to be honest," Howie began, his voice cutting through the silence. "You're incredibly talented, no doubt about it. But tonight, there was a mistake, and it wasn't just any mistake. You dropped the fire. That's a pretty big deal in an act like this." The audience, already on edge, shifted uncomfortably in their seats. It was clear that Howie wasn't going to sugarcoat his critique. "You know, we've seen some amazing daredevil acts on this stage, but when you're dealing with fire, there's a higher level of risk. And with that risk comes the expectation that you won't make a mistake. Tonight, that expectation wasn't met." Howie continued, his words striking like a hammer. Grace stood in silence, her face a mixture of disappointment and frustration. She knew the weight of what Howie was saying, and while it was difficult to hear, she didn't argue. It was a stark reminder of the reality of high-risk performance. One slip, and the entire act can unravel. The other judges' opinions. While Howie's critique was undoubtedly the most direct, the other judges also weighed in, each offering their perspective on the performance. Heidi Klum, often the more encouraging voice on the panel, offered some solace. "Grace, I've been a fan of yours from the start. Yes, there was a mistake, but you handled it like a pro. You didn't let it completely derail you, and that's impressive. You're still one of the most exciting acts we have." Sofia Vergara echoed Heidi's sentiments. "It's hard to do what you do. I don't think people realize how difficult it is to perform with so many dangerous elements. I think you're amazing, and I hope this mistake doesn't define your journey here." Simon Cowell, known for his blunt critiques, was surprisingly balanced in his response. "Grace, I think you're a star. You took a huge risk tonight, and while it didn't go perfectly, I admire the fact that you always push yourself. I think the audience appreciates that too. But Howie's right, you dropped the fire, and that's a big issue. If you make it through, I hope you come back even stronger." The aftermath. Following the performance and the judges' comments, Grace took to social media to address the mistake. In a candid post, she acknowledged the error and thanked her fans for their support. "Tonight didn't go exactly as I planned. I dropped the fire, and that's on me. But I won't let this define me. I faced bigger challenges and I'm going to keep pushing. Thank you to everyone who's been with me on this journey. I'll be back, and I'll be better." Her message was met with an outpouring of encouragement from fans and fellow performers, many of whom praised her for her resilience and professionalism in the face of adversity. It was clear that while the mistake had been significant, it hadn't shaken Grace's determination to continue pursuing her passion. The broader impact. Grace Goode's blunder on AGT sparked a larger conversation about the nature of high-risk performances and the pressures that come with live television. Many viewers and fans of the show debated whether it was fair to be so critical of a single mistake, especially in an act that involved such dangerous elements. On social media, discussions swirled about the balance between entertainment and safety, and whether the judges' feedback, particularly Howie's, was too harsh. Performers in the daredevil and circus communities rallied around Grace, noting that mistakes are an inevitable part of pushing the boundaries of performance art. They argued that what truly defines a performer is not the absence of errors, but how they handle those errors when they occur. In Grace's case, her swift recovery and determination to finish the act spoke volumes about her professionalism. Conclusion: a learning experience. Grace Goode's live show blunder on America's Got Talent may have been a momentary setback, but it was far from a career-ending event. As a performer who thrives on pushing the limits of what's possible, Grace knows that risks are part of the game. While Howie Mandel's critique may have been tough to hear, it was also a reminder that even the most seasoned professionals can stumble. In the end, Grace's willingness to confront her mistake head-on, both on stage and off, only endeared her more to her fans. She remains a daring and talented performer, one who will undoubtedly return stronger and more determined in future performances. For now, the dropped fire baton will serve as a reminder that even in the world of high-stakes entertainment, everyone, no matter how skilled, has a moment where they must face the flames. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.